All these images from Hurricane Harvey. Now is the time to make sure you have your emergency kit ready. You know, initially there was concern about Hurricane Matthew that it would cause widespread devastation up and down the coast of Florida. For us, though, it stayed offshore, whereas Texas got a last-minute intensification as forecasted. And while we were told to evacuate because of storm surge, some major cities underwater now, like Houston, were told to stay put for fear that millions on the road will be put in danger from floodwater. Well, today, First Coast News' Shelby Danielson sat down with Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry to discuss evacuations and the what-if scenario. And she joins us now live with more. Shelby?
Well, what if we had a direct hit by Hurricane Matthew like Harvey? And what if we get pummeled with another hurricane in the coming months? Well, tonight I'm asking Mayor Curry if we're ready and what we can take away from Hurricanes Harvey and Matthew moving forward.
Look up your zone. This is an order. You need to go.
When Hurricane Matthew was approaching the First Coast last October, Mayor Curry ordered evacuations for the beaches and told Duval County the city was closing down for non-essential personnel.
When it hits, you will be on your own. It would be irresponsible to send public safety folks into a place because you decided not to evacuate.
What are your feelings on, obviously there's a big controversy with the Houston mayor about not evacuating the city because of the traffic jam.
You know, that information comes from experts and you have to make a decision. So I would pass no judgment on them. I wasn't there.
He says this is a reminder for Jacksonville to understand the seriousness of Mother Nature.
Knowing your zone, creating a kit, all of that paid off when we went through what we went through. You know, if that storm in Jacksonville had not wobbled off like it did by the grace of God, Jacksonville would have likely faced the horrific scenario that we're seeing now in Texas.
Are we prepared then if that kind of flooding happens here?
We had mapped out well in advance with Public Works how they prepared for potential flooding, how they cleaned debris in gutters, and we'll continue to do that this time.
Curry says it's about being ready ahead of time and most importantly, teamwork when disaster strikes.
You have to know who's in charge, you have to know who to get information from, and you have to be willing to make decisions and move.
He's making sure our growing population and the aging infrastructure is all kept in check too.
We are serious about infrastructure now. We understand what that means for quality of life on a day-to-day basis, but what it might mean in a crisis situation.
What's your relationship with FEMA? Because I know they said get to a computer, register, but a lot of people didn't have access to that type of thing.
Sure. Look, we're seeking reimbursement from FEMA right now, and given that Texas, the country, is in the midst of this crisis, I'd rather not specifically speak to any challenges there. I would just say let's all be prayerful, hopeful, and willing to help the people in need right now.
And you heard the mayor mention fixing our infrastructure. That's been a top priority of his. Some good news that we heard from him today. He said the Berkman Plaza 2, as we know, has been an eyesore downtown. He says he plans to take action on this by the end of the year. He says see some change to this in the next few months. So that's good news. He's also still working with Slayman Enterprises on the Jacksonville landing. We know in the past he said that he wanted the landing to be under the city's control. So we'll continue to follow up with that. Live downtown, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News.